Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the only partially digested, not fully metabolized thoughts and feelings Purple Bathrobe Chronicles. Cheers. It is Wednesday, November 18th. Another day. Another day, another dollar. Speaking of dollars, I did something I've never done before. I don't think. Maybe only the first time I've done in person is ask for a raise, which is super interesting because I was a TA, a teaching assistant, when I was in my PhD program for the MBA course. So the MBA students were who I was helping assist with, was the negotiations class. And there we learned that women in particular are less likely to ask for a raise, which is interesting, right? It's all the patriarchy's fault. So I asked, and I know you're dying to know the outcome. I got a raise, a significant one. It was about almost 30% more in pay, which when the base pay was already pretty small is not humongous, as my mom would say. Humongous feat. It's still a step in the right direction. It's about $2 an hour less than what I requested, which, lesson learned. Again, something I taught in my negotiations class is anchor higher than the number you actually want so that you'll negotiate down and meet in the middle. I do feel like I'm getting stronger at asking for what I want and need and being honest at work, which is awesome. That hasn't always been the case. And I still see room for me to be more honest. Yeah, just this thing is crooked. Maybe I'm crooked. Still thinking today, though, tumbling around in my brain are these ideas of filtering ourselves and the need for other people's approval for our sense of worth, for our sense of survival, belonging above all else. Which has certainly felt like my experience a lot of the time, particularly with regard to I was going to say romantic relationships, but I feel, and like intimate partners, but I feel like this with many people, or have felt like this with many people, starting to notice it in myself more and trying on being more courageously honest. Which I've thought about and spoken about before. It's hard for me. It's challenging. It's been historically challenging in my experience to even be able to discern what it is that I need when I'm sitting across from someone whose approval I'm seeking. So it becomes very easy to go along with. Like, I guess go along with, let me finish that thought, what it is that person wants, or to agree blindly. When maybe I've had several situations like that where I feel like I've agreed with someone and then walked away from the conversation like, no, I don't actually agree. And what's crazy interesting, is that I don't even necessarily feel that. I don't attune to that disagreement in my body or in my mind during the conversation. It's wild to me. That's like superhero level strength, survival mechanism right there. Now, if I'm sitting with someone and I feel a dissent or discord, or what's what I'm looking for, I'm thinking about music, and when there's a chord that's like a minor chord, it clashes. Oh, if my dad or mom ever watches this, especially my daddy's a music theory major, it's gonna kill me. Maybe I said it already. Discord? Dissonance. I think that's it. When I feel that dissonance now, even though it feels uncomfortable, I can look at it as a blessing, because it's a sign from my body. Like, yes, speak up, body. This does not match what it is you need or want. Cool. Yeah. A lot of my relationships in my life, whoever they're with, a lot of it oftentimes feel like I am applying to be accepted with each person I encounter. Applying to be accepted. Like, you are my ticket to belonging. Because belonging is so important. It's a vital human need. Without protection from our tribe in the wild, we would die. And so we get all these beautiful hormones released, oxytocin, dopamine, other ones that I don't know enough about to speak about, when we form bonds and we feel a sense of belonging. And oftentimes, the way that, in my experience, that I've learned to bond requires, or feels like it requires, an betrayal or abandonment or not belonging to myself. And I don't know, but I'll betcha that belonging to the group at the expense of feeling like you belong to yourself probably doesn't do you as good from an emotional health, from a neurotransmitter release standpoint. I'll betcha you don't feel quite as good. Because you have all these filters from yourself. You don't truly know yourself. You know yourself as the object of other people's affection or unaffection. So it's a dance. It's a dance, I think, each moment to feel into and where it feels right to express what's authentically true for you, and do so in a way that honors the people around you. Now, not everybody's going to like that. That's going to require confronting that fear of people saying no to the raise you want in salary. People saying no, or people not liking it, not liking you or their experience of you, or not accepting you, not agreeing with you. That's something that will take some practice for me to embrace, because that hurts when that happens. And the older I get and the more I experience life, the more I'm starting to be convinced that that probably hurts less than doing that to myself. That being rejected by others, I would think, subtly at least, hurts probably in a big way. And I have experienced this. Hurts less than rejecting some aspect of myself in order to fit in. Abandoning myself. So what's that phrase? You know, no matter who we fall asleep next to at night, whoever is on the pillow next to us, at the end of the day, we're still going to sleep, you know, with ourselves, in our own skull and in our own heart. We're with ourselves more than we're with anybody else, right? And so leaning into being rejected by others or saying no, and trying on looking at that like it's not that they're rejecting you, not rejecting me. They just have a different experience, of course. What a shallow existence to assume that everyone agrees with every aspect of our perspective. I have been living that shallow experience a lot of my life, and I'm just starting to realize it. What an amazing opportunity. What if I walked into interactions with others, not with my ticket, hoping to be accepted by you, but as an opportunity to express and recognize the gifts that I have, and to be open to a broader spectrum of what I would consider a gift. Not just the things that are socially okay. Not just offering up the parts of me that have been historically accepted in the past. Does that make sense? When I walk into a situation with my ticket to be accepted, it carries with it this feeling of smallness, that I need to prove something, that I need to bring something to the table to be on the same level as the person I'm interacting with. Which, while that feels real in that moment, when I look at it from a more objective perspective, when I'm stand further back, that's just not true. We are all so unique and have so many gifts to offer the world. And we diminish that, of course, when we diminish ourselves to be accepted. That old adage that we hear so much, you could throw up, be yourself, just be yourself, might be the hardest thing. And I think it might yield some of the best, most wonderful gifts and results. for to really try it on. I'm up for the challenge. At least today. That's all for now. Thank you so much for listening. I love you. Bye.